Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. Have we seen the leadership of Iran collapsing? Are we seeing because they're taking down everybody? Israel. They have free reign over Israeli or Iranian airspace. They control the skies. They're bombing and destroying a lot of their infrastructure. They're basically coming in and targeting the leadership. It's like the old days when I was in different countries and we had the drone strikes on the leadership of terrorist groups, and then the leadership would be eliminated, and somebody else would step up, and then they get eliminated, and then somebody else would step up, and they'd get eliminated, and it was like crickets after that. It's like no one took charge. We could be seeing that in Iran right now. So it's, of course, Iran has gotten some missiles through. They have been destroying quite a bit of Israel. The Golden Dome that we're supposed to have built here, I don't think so. I don't think that's a good idea. That could be a waste of money. Although, if you look at the amount of missiles and drones and so forth they have stopped is pretty significant, yes, but it's not to fail safe. They're still going to get in. They're still going to get that stuff through, and that's what we've been seeing in Israel. Looks like the port of Haifa was hammered pretty good. Apartment complexes and some of the Israeli airfields where they take off, they have to go to NATO airfields. I think in some of the other areas throughout the Middle East to take off because they can't land on their own airfields or they'll lose their planes, whatever. So it is getting pretty hectic. But there are reports that the Iranians are fleeing the country, and that there may have been already at this point, and Israel supposedly is saying this has happened, that the regime of Iran has basically has left. So we'll see. We'll see over the next several days. The stock market was up big today. They felt like everything was good. Right? It's the war's not spreading, so all of the sell-off that happened over the last day or two in the stock market was recovered and then some. Crypto is back up again. Silver is still getting ready to take off. Gold got a pullback, but everything else looks like it's getting ready to take off. And probably going to see the stock market go to ridiculous heights, right? So we'll see. We'll definitely see silver go to ridiculous heights. All-time highs are right around the corner. I think we'll see $40 here pretty soon on silver. It's just under 36 right now, almost ready to blast above 37 and keep going. So we'll see. So that's the easy money in silver. You don't have to worry about it. You put it in there, it's going to grow. It's already doubled for most of us, and it's going to double again. So is crypto going to double from where it's at? Absolutely not. All right. So it'll go up quite a bit more, but it's not going to double. Silver is going to double. So it's your best bet. And if you're diversified in crypto, good for you. So we'll see. All right, guys. Iran launched ballistic missiles attacks on Haifa port. I'm going to show this little video so you guys can see for your own eyes that there is some pushback from Iran. All right. So we, of course, do not promote violence of any sort. We send love everywhere we can, get it out there. We're sending the love to the people of Israel and Iran. But as you guys know, sometimes there has to be a kinetic activity. And I know a lot of people out there are saying that the United States does not stand for peace. Peace sometimes will only come if you're active in taking out people that don't want peace, like the Iranians. Okay, so I talked about how the Iranians have basically fostered the violence all across the Middle East, and once they're removed, you're going to see peace. So sometimes you do have to, as I think everyone with a thinking mind says, although I see a lot of people, and I've seen them on Judge Napolitano's show coming out and saying, Trump is bad, Trump is mean, and so forth. It's heavily watched. I mean, I watched it just a little while ago, and there were 33,000 people that were watching. I'm lucky if I get 1,000, and sometimes I get a couple thousand. But he had 33,000. Of course, he never had his channel taken down either. So, but he's got Scott Ritter on. Scott Ritter, good for him. They all push peace, but he should understand, having been a military man, that you do at some point, on occasion, have to have violence to have peace. And I think that's what we're going to see. If we do see the regime of Iran taken down and the people take back over, I think all those people that have been crying and about peace and how the United States is not about peace are going to have to eat their words, right? I think that's coming. But, you got to listen to all sides. You got to listen to all sides. And I appreciate those guys that are, trying to, bring peace. But you do absolutely have to do sometimes kinetic activity to get that peace. So they're of the opinion you should never have to do that. That's ridiculous, right? Tell that to the criminal that's got you a good point and wants your money, or something else, right? Comes into your house and assaults your wife and daughters and everything. So sometimes you got to stand up for yourself, and that's what we're seeing, I believe, in the Middle East and with Iran. All right, so here we have a very good show where he talks about Khomeini fleeing to Russia as Tehran collapses. Now, this is he's going to show a little clip here. This is Tusi TV. He's almost got 1 million, so go support him. Let's get him to 1 million subscribers. He's a good dude. So I think we're going to see, this collapse, and you're going to see this. Imagine this happening in the United States and some of these mainstream media platforms. I know a lot of us wanted to see it. I'm glad it never happened, of course, but this did happen in Iran.
Let's see what this idiot is talking about. Go. صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردی، صدایی که شنیدی، فضای غبارآلوده.
Oh, this is so perfect. The dusty atmosphere of the stadium, sound of bugs. Does she bring this into existence from her words? All right. So I guess that didn't go too well. Right. So the media has been taken down. Now, we saw that in Iraq, same kind of situation. And once the media goes down, once the control system goes down, it's not long before everybody's fleeing for their lives, like Saddam Hussein did. He fled for his life and hid in a hole, but he was found, right? And then he was left hanging. He was left hanging at the end. So I don't know what's going to happen to these people. that have been horrific for the Persian people. All right, so that's going to be something that they're going to have to stand justice for. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. Usually, these thugs don't last long, guys, and it's not going to be good for them going forward. Now, are there alternatives? This is what I was wondering. Would we see a return to the monarchy? And I think that there will be something like that. So, exiled crown prince reveals why Iranian regime is weaker than ever.
Joining me now from an undisclosed location is the exiled crown prince of Iran, His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi. Your Highness, thank you so much for being here today. What is your reaction to this conflict?
Now, just like Soviet Union, they killed the royal family, and then the communists came in and took over. All right, just like they pushed out the royal family from Iran, and then pretty much the communists, this very corrupt Iranian regime has come in. Just like they want to do here in America, they want to push out the constitutional republic and take over. It's the same group, guys. It's the same groups. So the Soviet Union threw them off. Are we going to see the people of Iran rise up and throw them off? We're pretty much seeing that happen here in America. Now, we all talked about this for years, how we would probably see this throwing off of this deep state leftist communist group that's trying to take over America. And we're starting to see it. It's picking up speed.
But yeah, the first thing I need to say here is that my heart goes out to the victims, civilian victims, both in Iran and in Israel, who are unfortunately casualties of this conflict. But one thing is very clear, and I mentioned that last time we spoke, that this is not the Iranian people's war. It is Ali Khamenei's war, and he's solely and ultimately responsible for having brought this to this stage. What angers me further is that he's using my compatriots as a human shield while he's currently hiding in some underground tunnel like a rat. And we have had reports that senior members and officials have already had their families fleeing the country to foreign destinations, perhaps even including some of his own.
You heard Benjamin Netanyahu say that there are leaders that are packing their bags and leaving. Do you believe that this Iranian regime can be toppled?
Absolutely. It's just a matter of time. I believe that for 44 years. It's not a matter of if, but a matter of when. But now we have a tremendous opportunity. Last time we spoke, I mentioned that the regime is at its weakest. As of last 3 days, the regime is 10 times weaker than it was 2 weeks ago. So at this stage, I think the Iranian people...
So I would say from the last couple days, since they've spoken, that the regime is even another 10 times weakened. Today, the regime was begging for Trump to basically call everything off, to have a ceasefire, to get Israel to agree to a ceasefire. And Trump was like, "Well, you could have had that, when you could have had talks when we were talking, but you didn't want that, and so it's too late. It's too late now." So we're gonna see this regime, I think, pretty much crumble. And like I said, there are reports that they have, and Israel's reporting from one source that I saw that Khomeini and his group are fleeing. So we'll see. But like we talked about, Iran is no pushover. Israel is learning the hard way. There has been destruction. Both sides, of course, exchanging missile attacks and strategic. Many think Israel might have made a strategic miscalculation. I don't believe so. I don't see that whatsoever. Of course, some are getting through. Israel's not a very big country, so just one of those missiles, you can hit a missile and you can disable it, but it falls down, or a lot of times. Now, some of these are making it through. They have overwhelmed the system. They have come in with all kinds of different rockets, and they've displayed themselves and the Israeli air defense has gone up and hit it and so forth. But on the other side of that are the more advanced missiles that are screaming in right after that as the missiles are going up, and the missile systems are getting overloaded. We've seen that in Ukraine, where they overloaded the Russian defense systems, different levels. So you have aircraft that are out there that are shooting them down. You have missile systems that go up and shoot them down, and then you have other systems that identify them and shoot them down. I've heard of like these like super fast bullets that they have. They go out at like some kind of like crazy speed, and they tear through stuff. But again, if you're disabling something, it doesn't completely, take it out, so it can continue to come in. So that's what I think. That's what we're seeing with this Iron Dome. It's not so iron, is it? Right. So these dome systems are only so good and only so effective as you have the missiles to send up. And if you start getting overwhelmed, they send hundreds and hundreds of drones. Any one of those drones could have warhead on it. These drones can cost like, a few $100 to, thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars, depending on, how much high technology they have on them for evading and all kinds of crazy stuff. But, you can overwhelm a system eventually. It doesn't matter. I don't care how advanced it is. You're eventually going to overwhelm the system. You just keep pushing them out there. And this is something that we've seen. I was talking about this 20 years ago when this drone technology was actually coming out. All the way 20 years ago, we had some of this technology. And I said at some point, they'll just overwhelm a system with drones. And, pilots will be a thing of the past. Of course, we still have pilots. Who knows how much longer? But a lot of these, you can have AI on some of these aircraft. You can have remote, somebody flying it from remote. I think a lot of these airline crashes that we're seeing are some of these systems are being taken over, and they're crashing these systems. So there is technology. It's been all the way back to where 9/11 and before that, where they've had this technology where they can come in and infiltrate and take over an aircraft systems and fly it remotely, right? So even airliners have this built in on purpose. So that's one of the things we're seeing, I believe, with a lot of these crashes. And we could probably very possibly see a lot more of those crashes in the days ahead, because things, as we know, are going to start to get much worse here in America. All right. So in the meantime, we have some good things that are going on there as far as like, taking down, some of the stuff. Now that we have people in our political system that are still compromised. I look at Senator Rand Paul. Seems I thought he's been compromised for a long time. You guys might remember where back in 2017, where his neighbor like beat him almost to death, and he had lung problems. He almost died. They had to go in and like remove part of his lung or something crazy. He had pneumonia, almost died. So now Rand Paul just came out recently, like during the Army's, 250 year birthday on Saturday. He came out and he said it reminded him of Soviet Union and North Korea. WTF, Rand Paul, right? Who got to you? Who's puppeting you? So why would he go on left-wing media to mock our troops on the day that we honor them? Right. So there and the president's birthday and Flag Day. So no respect for that rhino anymore. Right. So yeah, we need his vote for some things, but he needs to be replaced by someone that's got some real cojones and won't be beat up by his neighbor and and be controlled by the deep state. All right, so that's absolutely what's happened, guys. Rand Paul is compromised. So we need to replace all these people that are compromised by the deep state and get them out of there. Jaco, can you say Epstein list? I don't think, he doesn't strike me as an Epstein list guy. But there are, and maybe is, I don't know. But there are people. There's lots of different ways to control these people. Lots of different ways. They do it monetarily. They can come in and set them up. It's like, oh, we're going to give you money to run for office. And they don't realize, and they think it's from a nonprofit group. And there's like, oh, yeah, we help all these people. And then it's like, ha. Now we own you. And there's lots of different ways they can control these people, right? It's not just about sex. There's money involved. There's all kinds of different ways they can get at these guys. They can threaten them like they did Rand Paul, probably. Maybe there was no money. Maybe there was no sex involved. They just beat the hell out of him and said, the next time we're going to make sure you die, right? You look at who's the governor of Texas, had his legs broken. He was paralyzed when he was like running down the street and a tree fell on him, really, and paralyzed him. And then he gets to the top political office as governor in Texas. I don't know. Greg Abbott. Yep. Tara, thank you. So, and Mikey. So we don't know, who's compromised out there yet. Well, we do know a lot of them, but we don't know all of them. So it's a process, I believe, we're going through to identify those people that are compromised. I'm pretty sure Rand Paul is not going to be reelected, right? And we've seen the same thing with a lot of these senators over the years that have basically Texas fake Governor Abbott Nazi. Right? Janet, just don't hold back. All right. So who else? We got some other people here from Texas. Got any Texans in here want to chime in on that? What are your thoughts on that? So we normally get very good conversations going on here, so I like it. So I think many are really 2.0. There could be some 2.0s out there. I mean, just like we saw with Biden, he was obviously a 2.0er. And yes, no, 2.0. Where is that? You guys are like talking so fast, it's hard for me to like keep up. All right. I think many are really 2.0. What do you think? I think so. And Todd, are you a Texan? Abbott sucks. All right. So Austin is blue, bluer than blue, right? So we're gonna continue. Abbott Weef, yep, I believe so. And I think that's they wanted him to do something, and he didn't want to play, so they paralyzed him, and they took him out and dumped him on the street and tossed down a tree on top of him. So that's probably what happened. I don't know. Maybe it was legit. Maybe he was just running down the road and a tree fell on him and paralyzed him for life. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. What are the odds? Right? So, and we have to look at a lot of these things. Like, what are the odds on that shooter in Wisconsin? What are the odds that guy actually did that? All right. Like 0. I told you guys that was a false flag. And the more information we get on that, the more obvious to everyone that was a false flag. All right. Yes. We want to know these compromised Congress entities and their handlers. Good point, Tron Master. So we don't just want them. We want to know who does that, and we want to know the source of the income. So if we start to take away the source of the funding, guys, we collapse that system. So that's one of the reasons why you're not seeing a lot of these people get wrapped up, because they're looking all the way back, deep back down the hole and finding other people that are involved, the spider web of people that are involved, and then their handlers, and then where the money's coming from. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe we even go further than the money. What can you find out from the money people that do the money? What motivates them? All right. So there's so many different things that we can learn, but it's a process, and it'll continue. But yeah, there's the guy that did the shooting in Wisconsin. There's serious craziness going on there. I don't think that I don't think that guy did it. There's so many outlandish things that happen with him. I mean, he looks the guy that they showed, that was like they say that he had like a skin mask on or something because he was like bald, and then they show the other guy was like he looks like he's like 40 pounds heavier. He's got a cowboy hat on, and he's got hair. Like, wow. And I mean, just all the different organizations that he's involved with, lots of different red flags. He doesn't look like somebody that could get in a shootout. I said this right from the beginning. As I looked at the guy, I was like, that doesn't look like a guy that's a killer to me. All right. I've seen a lot of killers in my day. I'm one of them. I haven't killed anybody, but I'm a killer. So I know what it takes to be a killer. So you're not seeing that in this guy. And this guy is still, I just saw a recent photo of him where they captured him. I'm like, that guy's a patsy. That guy's a patsy. Why don't you just shoot him? Why don't you just shoot him? It'd been more. It would make more sense. Right? It would have made more sense. So let me go in and see if I can find anything on this ridiculousness. Wisconsin shooter. Update. Let's see. What is the update? Minnesota shooting. Suspect Vance Bolter. Does he have Wisconsin ties? Gosh. Suspect who terrorized Minnesota's political leaders after deadly shooting found crawling in a rural field. All right. Oh my God. It just keeps getting more stupid. It's like, is this the best you guys got? Are you trying to like make this look stupid? Like wake people up? I think maybe they are. 57 years old, husband and father, facing state and federal charges. I just think I'm going to go out and murder a bunch of people today. That's kind of what that's. You look at that guy, and it's like, what? There's his cowboy hat. Yep. So he's found crawling in a rural field. That's how I was able to escape them. So we got in a shootout with a sheriff and was able to escape for days. So here he is. There he is. No worse the wear. After 2 days on the run, crawling through fields. Doesn't look like the same guy that did the shooting. All right, let me see if we can find the guy that did the shooting. Jeez. Are you kidding me? The guy doesn't even look like the same guy. I'm like, why even go there? It's so ridiculous. Shooter. Wisconsin. Minnesota. I'm going Wisconsin. It was Minnesota. All right, let's see if you got the images. They're just all over the map with this. So anyway, I'm not going to spend too much time. I should have already done it, but this guy was like the guy that was doing the shooting. They had like a mug shot of him. I guess he was standing at the door with his police outfit on. So where's the police outfit? Where did he ditch that at? The body armor. So he like had a skinhead. It's like Had skinhead tees. Are you kidding me? Where's the images? It's crazy. Tip line information. Minnesota lawmaker shooting, sue a suspect. It's irritating. Anyway, looks waxy. Yeah, the guy that did the shooting. When you look at it, if you can find the friggin' photos now, wow, you can't find them now. How about that? So I'm sure they're out there. Maybe some of you guys got them. So anyway, this guy is. There's all kinds of stuff. It's like it keeps getting stupider, right? Stupider. 10 hours. All right. The trail seemed to get cold through nightfall as there was no sign of suspect for 10 hours, despite evidence. So was he on foot? Did he drive and then stop his car and then get off and go on foot? You don't have any trackers? Come on. Geez. So yeah, and his wife, I guess his wife had $50,000 in cash, passports, and I guess she was like with 3 other people. They never disclosed who these 3 other people were. They held her for a period of time. It's like, what? So that's not her. That's a woman he shot and killed. So in a statement released by Hoffman family, Yvette Hoffman thanked law enforcement for capturing the suspect. After 2-day manhunt, 2 sleepless nights, law enforcement have apprehended the alleged shooter, Wall said. And then there's like the connection to Tim Walz is just like bizarre. So there's so many different bizarre things on that. It's like come on, CIA, you can't do better than that. Come on, is that the best you got? You guys must be on the run too. All right. You got your like low rank guys doing these events now, or like a lot of us think, they're doing this on purpose so that they can wake up more people. I think that's what they're doing. All right. All right. So there's a new product that we have for LifeWave. It's called Cellergize. It just came out today. I'm going to show you guys real quick. David Schmidt. He's got a little spiel that we're going to look at real quick. It basically activates the LifeWave patches. Basically activate your stem cells with the Cellergize. So it's pretty nice little product. So we'll listen to him give us a little download on that. I can find it. There it is.
And we were really looking to see how did people like the flavor, the texture, the scent? Did they notice anything from having it? So we were really looking at Cellergize Morning as something that people would take over time to support the action of the patches. And we're not really thinking about what type of immediate effect that people would get. But as it turned out, within just a few minutes of taking Cellergize, keeping in mind there is no caffeine and there are no stimulants in this product, people were getting a boost of energy, a boost of mental clarity, and these feelings of increased energy lasted 3 to 5 hours after taking it. So how does this happen? Well, we have citrulline and beta-alanine, which support the production of nitric oxide in the body. So we're going to get an improvement in circulation almost immediately. In addition, potassium has been shown to help keep nitric oxide levels elevated in the body. So we get a sustained effect. Magnesium and potassium are critical for conduction of signals through the nerve system. So those elements are in Cellergize. In addition, we have a whole complex of antioxidants such as NAC and cyanothox and vitamin C to support energy metabolism. So all
right. So what you guys are seeing is the next level for the LifeWave products. Basically activates all these different things within your body to help the patches as well. Sea buckhorn, fruit extract, glycine, NAC, L-lysine, copper, beta-alanine. So creatine, selenium, zinc, potassium, magnesium. Potassium, magnesium are you need those. You need a lot of those. And citrulline, fiber, of course. So it's basically, I love this drink. I'm glad it's finally out. We had some product. We got to try it, and I'm like, I can't wait till this stuff comes out. So really, really good product. You guys are gonna love it. So it is available today. So get in and get it. X39 and Cellergize is gonna take you next level. So you're gonna love it. All right, good stuff. All right, so I was even looking for, the shooter, the Wisconsin shooter with the body armor and bald head, and I can't even find it. They've just taken it off. It's like Google just scrubbed it. How about that? Because everybody's going to look at it and go, "Oh, that's not that guy they just arrested." As you saw the picture of that guy, he looks all clean and he looks like rested. Looks like I'm like, did you volunteer to be like the patsy for this? Did they have something on you like they do Rand Paul or something? What's going on? It's very, very interesting, how these guys operate. It wouldn't work that way in any other place. We wouldn't allow that. Right? We wouldn't allow that at all. So, and that Cellergize. Let me show you guys a picture of it. It's amazing. So there's a picture of it. Cellergize morning, right? So great just before you go to the gym or when you get up, just use it. Use it with your patches. Good stuff, right? Get some. And so if you look up Rand Paul beating, so, Rand Paul attacker sentenced to additional prison time. And Rand Paul got like over $500,000. Like I think Greg Abbott, I think he sued the electrical company because they were supposed to cut the branches of the tree that might interfere with the power lines. So somehow he got the electrical company to give him millions. It's just another payoff. Yeah, we're gonna paralyze you, but we're gonna do you right. We're gonna give you some money. All right. We're gonna we own this electrical company, and we're just say they should have trimmed the tree, and it's their fault. It's their fault they didn't trim the tree, right? So unbelievable. So he got $580,000 in damages from Boucher. Isn't there a game that has a Boucher? So there's so many different things out there. So I guess the guy got 6 months or something. They gave him additional 8 months in prison for the assault. So I don't know. Boucher will receive credit for the 30 days in prison he has already served. So he's got 100 hours community service and $10,000 fine. So where did the $580,000 in damage come from? Who paid that? So I mean, a day in prison would suck, but I mean, these criminals, if they got something on you, and they tell you okay, we're gonna have you beat Rand Paul to death, almost, right? So, and and we're gonna hook you up. We're gonna give you a couple $1 million down the line somewhere. So this is the way these guys operate. These guys operate like that all the time. So Trump orders ICE to Democrat sanctuary cities. So we know that the No Kings thing, pretty much those are all communists that went to those. those weren't people trying to back up illegal immigrants. There's no one that's, well, there are people that stupid, but most of those people are just communists, right? And I saw one thing where this guy was posting, look at all the old people. And he's like had all these videos, and it was like just tons of people in their 60s and 70s and older. And I'm like, that's because they're all old communists back in the day. Like, we had, all these communists that thought they were going to like, take over America, 50 years ago, and it didn't work out. And now they're like, this is their last shot before their last gasp. Right. So that's why they're all there, I think. And then, of course, there's the new communists. But some of these new communists, have you guys seen those videos out there? I'm not going to play them. But there's people getting literally run over. And you know how, our here in Florida, our governor said, you can run people over if your life is in danger. And I think everybody all over the country heard that. And, so now we're seeing in California, people are running over people that are, they're getting violent. So imagine you're in your car and people are coming up and smashing your lights and bumping you and yelling at you. And in the past, you just let these people do it. And it was horrific. Some of these people, we had like in Texas, we had the one guy come up with an AK-47, and there was an Uber driver. He was a former military guy, had a pistol, and pulled out the pistol and shot the guy with the AK-47. Yeah, and he went to prison because it was in Austin. And Greg Abbott took a while, but Greg Abbott, because everybody was like on him, it's like you should get him off of that. You should pardon him. You should pardon him. So he got a lot of heat, and eventually, after 6 months, the guy was let off. But why did it take so long? 6 months? Well, because Greg Abbott's a puppet boy, and he's not going to respond unless he gets a lot of heat from everybody. So this is how we win. We have to get involved, and it's going to be that way going forward. It's not going to change. So Trump is ordering ICE to Democrat sanctuary cities. And those sanctuary cities, people are starting to, good people are starting to push back, right, and run people over that are threatening their lives. And I think that's good. Now, in California, I mean, it's up to you. If you feel your life is legitimately in danger, are you going to sit there and die, or are you going to plow through people, right? Whether there's been several cars that have plowed through people to the point where people are literally run over. You can see it, people being run over. I think that's great. That should blast that out there. Everybody should see it. So you want to F around, you're going to find out. You're going to get run over. It's not going to work anymore. So this is how we're starting to push back. So like I said, I don't know how California is going to respond to that. If they're going to, hold these people accountable for like saving their lives. Right? So, because California is totally effed. I don't know. Maybe. It's a state. Did you see the latest where people are like coming out and saying it's time to take our state back? I've been saying that for a long time, but now we have people that are literally coming out and saying that people should rise up. Whatever. I don't think people should rise up, but well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're going to have to. It's kind of like Israel. It's like we got to like take these guys out before they get the bomb. Now they have a week, but so we were told that Iran was like a week away from the nuke. So I think we're down to like just a couple days. So they better be surrendering quick, or otherwise Israel is going to be in trouble. So you look at this stuff and you're like, how they said there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. There were. And I was on the team that almost got them before they went over the Syrian border, and they were used. All right. So Syria got those weapons of mass destruction from Saddam Hussein. They were buds, and I've been talking about this for like decades now. It's like, but so we're gonna see these sanctuary cities basically flooded now because Trump is saying, okay, you communists want to try and take over our constitutional republic. We're going to come in and really start to turn up the heat on you, and go ahead and do your protest. We're just gonna have our citizens run over you. So, so it's going to run over you. So that's what's happening. It's insane. It's insane. So no king. So I posted this one thing where this woman had put it. I thought it was really good. She said, "Now listen to this. No kings, but put your mask on." Remember those days? That sounds like a king, doesn't it? Yep, communist dictatorship. And it goes on to say, "No kings, but lock us down." Oh, look at these ICE agents like kicking some serious booty. What is that? Portland, Oregon. So Portland, Oregon, as you know, Antifa insurrectionists, they're still at it. So no kings, but I'm firing you for not vaccinating. No kings, but you can't go outside. No kings, but we don't accept your exemption. There was all kinds of people who were like wanted exemption for. They didn't want to have children parts inside them. So we heard they were using fetal parts in the vaccines. So there was a lot of people like were using religious exemption. They wouldn't go for it. They said no. Some people got away with it, but a lot of people couldn't. No kings, but you need 1,000 or 12,380 boosters. It's pretty close, right? No kings, but we're shutting your business down. No kings, but you can't worship the real king. So people couldn't go to church. And there were pastors that, were paid to not have churches. We started to find out. So, I mean, those pastors are evil then, right? I think so. No kings, but your family members will die alone. That was very sad. They wouldn't let people go into nursing homes to be with their family members, and they died alone in there. No kings, but I'm opening a hotline so you can tattle on your neighbor if he's out working in the yard without a mask on. No kings, but mandates galore. No kings, but you're responsible for my health. So if you don't wear a mask and you don't get vaccinated, then you are a threat to me. No kings, but social distancing, 6 feet apart. Of course, your auric field goes out 3 feet, so that's why they didn't want us. They wanted 6 feet apart, so that we wouldn't have that connection. No kings, but no family gatherings over 10. Hypocrisy was over the top. So of course we had Gavin Newsom was pushing that hard in California, and then we saw him with a group without masks on, and there was way more than 10 of them at a very high-end dining restaurant, right? So, rules for thee, but not for me, as these guys like to do. But we're breaking down their legal system, their corrupt judicial system, deep state judicial system, so that when we do bring charges on these people, they're not thrown out by these corrupt judges. All right, we got to get rid of these corrupt judges. Otherwise, bringing charges up on these people is just worthless. They're going to throw them out. They've been throwing them out. They've been throwing all the charges out on a lot of people, guys. The mass deportation effort is on. Trump wrote on his platform, ICE officers are herewith ordered by notice of this truth to do all in their power to achieve the very important goal of delivering the single largest mass deportation program in history. So they've gone to the fields, the farms, they've gone to the shops, and now they're coming into the big cities. All right. So like we've been saying, America's largest cities like Los Angeles, Chicago and New York, where millions upon millions of illegal aliens reside, and where people are just waiting for the word to, like, riot. That's where it's going to come down to. All right. So if they can get the leadership of some of those groups very early on, that's going to be good. So I think that's what they're trying to do, trying to go after leadership in those areas. But, unfortunately, I think LA is going to have to be, there's going to have to be a wall put up around LA, right? And we've seen a movie, Escape from LA, which basically, it came out quite a while back, but it was showing us what's coming.
Welcome to the theater. For everyone's enjoyment, we'd like to remind you of the following rules. No talking. No smoking. No littering. No red meat. No freedom of religion. And remember, all marriages must be approved by the Department of Health. Failure to obey these rules will result in immediate loss of citizenship and deportation to the island of Los Angeles. Enjoy the show.
The rules really began to annoy me.
Your psycho profile on using a database with 5 million sociopathic personalities. He hit the bottom of the curve.
Catches on quick, doesn't she?
Stan loves a winner.
They say we play a little Bangkok rules. Nobody draws until this hits the ground. You ready? Draw.
Bangkok rules. I don't remember those, but hey, that's Snake Plissken. He can do what he wants. Right? Escape from LA. Never. They're just going to wall it up and no one's going to escape. And if you don't do what the California governor, Newsom, says, then you're going to go to LA. You're going to go to LA. Right? So, oh yeah, it's great. So destroy the inner cities. That's what they want. They want to control the last vestiges of the big cities, the blue cities, like I don't know, Dallas and Miami and New York, of course, Chicago. Now, we heard from Juan O'Savin. He said that Chicago was next. So L.A. and then Chicago's next. So we have our eyes on Chicago. See when this is going to go down. But that's kind of the way it is. It's going to be that way. It's going to be a lot of people are going to get on the wrong side of this because they didn't listen to me and get out of the big city. So, all right, guys. Yeah, both escape movies are corny good. That's right, Deadpool. Perfect. All right, guys. Lots of love. You know the deal. Stay in the love vibration because the love vibration will keep you sane and keep your pineal gland open. All right. We'll see you guys next time.